Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing to this channel, joining as a member where you get access to all of my previous live streams, and supporting the channel and by clicking the link right here to save yourself up to 25% off of your Warhammer goodness and by purchasing through Element Games. Without further ado, let's have a look at the community website right here, and we'll go back in time to Saturday the 15th of May, way back here. Yeah, so here we go. It started off with new from Black Library on the 15th, and along with all of the other pre-orders, but you've got Undeath Ascendant that should be coming out today, A Dynasty of Monsters, and Kitslayer. Then these were the pre-orders for last weekend Saturday. They should be arriving today, fingers crossed for me guys. You've got the Soulblight Gravelords Battle Tome, and also the limited edition. It's about 120 pages or so, so it's an alright size, but that cover art is spectacular. Really like the look of that. You had Lauka Vi, Mother of Nightmares. You could also make a sort of normal Vampire Lord. Yeah, probably the weakest model in my opinion though, just because it looks like a kit bash. You've then got the Vampire Lord. I like that model. That should be arriving. The Blood Knights look fantastic. You've got the Death Rattle Skeletons, the Deadwalker Zombies. I prefer them to the Cursed City ones. And then the Fell Bats, which are quite pricey. You've got some dice and the cards. You've even got some t-shirts, and then a range of new paints as well. White Dwarf also released yesterday. I got it a little bit earlier in the week, and if you just type in May White Dwarf, Super Saiyan, or look at the most recent videos, you'll see my first look at it. Love the cover art of the subscription edition. The preview the day after, oh my, I was not expecting this. After most of the Soulblight Gravelords were up for pre-order last weekend, now today we've got a huge amount of pre-orders. This is on par with the Lumineth, a very jam-packed weekend for pre-orders if you're into 40k and Age of Sigmar. It kicks off with the Start Collecting Soulblight Gravelords box. Very, very cheeky Games Workshop. You've bundled a load of pretty old miniatures with the brand new White King. I think it's not good. It's a bit underhand, and I would have preferred, if they're going to do this, have the models separate to be sold individually in his own little pack. Essentially created a brand new box with this art on anyway for the Start Collecting, but why not just have him separate? There's a lot of people that just want that model. It's a really cool model, and what you've done is you've lowered his kind of 10 out of 10 down to an 8 or possibly 7 out of 10 because you've put him behind this paywall. Not good, GW. You've got the Direwolves. They look all right. I'm wondering if there are some twins in that set. There's 10 of them. You've got Belladama. I like both the Wolves and the Scenic Base, but I'm not a huge fan of her. And then you've got Radikar the Beast. Again, not a huge fan, but I do like the base. And then you've got Radikar the Wolf as well. This depicts the mighty vampire lord of Ulfenkarn as he was before his transformation into the beast. And then you've got some of the hostiles from Cursed City being released separately. I know this gives you hope that they'll release the heroes from Cursed City separately, and that's a good thing that they're releasing all the models individually. You've got Kritza the Rat Prince and Lady Annika the Thirsting Blade. Direchasm, we've got the release of the new Ossiarch Bone Reapers Warband. For 40k, yeah, I know, that isn't just it. For 40k, you've got Adeptus Mechanicus Codex. It's going to be 120 pages, hardback. The special edition cover looks amazing. Really, really like that. Then you've got the data cards for Adeptus Mechanicus. the dice set, which just looks really, really boring. You've got the Combat Patrol, which is quite decent, except you only get one of those engine seers, of which I've got about 3 now. So I probably will pick that one up, but yeah, in the future sometime. I know that Warhammer Imperium, you get a set of Skitarii and those breaches as well. The Marshal, definitely going to be picking up. He looks very cool, and I'm pleased that they didn't bundle him in a start collecting. I shouldn't be saying that because I'm giving them ideas, but actually they've got their own ideas as they did that with the Gravelords start collecting. But lovely looking mini, great to lead the Skitarii about. Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. The game, they've been able to put it on tablets and iPads. Lilith Hesperax, she's very expensive. We'll go through her price in a little while. And then you've got the Prior Nexus Kill Team box set miniatures being released separately. See, they did say you don't have to wait that long. You've got the Chronomancer and the Flayed Ones. Flayed Ones are one of the hardest plastic kits to build, I'll tell you, because they're so fiddly. You've also got a chance to pick up the Captain with Mastercrafted Heavy Bolt Rifle and some Heavy Intercessors. Now, people have said, oh, Heavy Intercessors, they're like 50p off of £40. That's really expensive. Well, Aggressors are £30 for 3. So if you do the quick maths, you divide it by 3, £10 per Heavy Intercessor. Quite rightly, these should be £50 for the 5 because they're in the same armour. But, you know, I'll leave that up to you whether you think that's worth it. With a discount, it's not too bad at about £35 or so. The Combat Patrols, they're still not selling the suppressors individually, but you can get them bundled in with the rest of the units. I think from the Vanguard Start Collecting set, this may actually be a full kit of Eliminators, and they are cool models. You're also getting one of these Impulsors. The Necron set looks decent, although the Death Marks and the Immortals, they are the same box set there. So you could make 10 Death Marks or you could make 10 Immortals. You've got the old Overlord there and some Tomb Blades and the Doom Scythe as well. I am very tempted with the Necron offering. Again, if I didn't already know that Warhammer Imperium would be including Immortals and Death Marks, Tomb Blades and an Overlord. This is the thing. Now, Warhammer Imperium is due to be released sort of August, September time, and already the contents in that subscription is affecting my purchasing decisions right now. From Black Library, we've essentially got 3 books with a special edition. You've got Dark Imperium. They have tweaked it slightly. It follows Gulliman, and it's written by Guy Haley. You've got book 2, which is Plague War. And then you've got book 3, Godblight. Lovely, lovely cover art there. I think his head is a bit small though. But other than that. Then for Godblight only, you're getting a special edition. Would have been nice if Games Workshop had done the effort and made the other 2 special editions that would complement this one. But it is what it is. If you're interested in the current 40k lore and where it's going with Mortarion and Gilliman and the Custodes and things and the Death Guard, then it's worth it just to pick this up and to keep up to date, really. And that's it. Yeah, I say that's it. That's a huge amount of pre-orders. Very, very stocked, bloated pre-orders up for this weekend. A huge number. They've crammed so much in. I can't believe it. At first I thought that they would just spread the Soulblight over 2 weeks, but no, they've released loads of other things alongside them. And I mean, like, loads of things. You know, you got the Direchasm, you got all the 40k stuff, with not only just with Adeptus Mechanicus, but the Prior Nexus Kill Team, and you've got Lilith, and then you've got the Combat Patrols and the Black Library novels as well. How many Combat Patrols now is it for Space Marines? About 5? Anyway, moving on to the other articles that appeared over the course of this week. You had the Teleportation, Invisibility or Orange Paint. You can find the Forge World that's right for you. The Runt Herd article about one of the new Orc units. Really, really cool looking one. But surrounded by old grots. You've got some profiles for his weaponry, and then a little homage to the 1994 model. Direchasm, get to have a look at the new Ossiarch Bone Reapers warband. They're called Canaan's Reapers. This dude here is really, really, really tall, and you get your cards, and they're most likely going to be £25. I probably will pick them up eventually, but there's just so much coming out that I can't possibly cover absolutely everything at the moment. You've got massive Warhammer animation news coming this Saturday, so if you tune in from 6 o'clock this evening, if you want to join in the general chat in my Discord server, you're more than welcome. We'll all be there watching the preview in silence, no, in quiet, but also discussing and having some reactions about what we see. It says massive animation news as well. So this is the Visions of the Beasts. I think they've been teasing some beast content. That looks interesting. Looks like some kind of Nurgle. I mean, it's got like a maggot there. You've got this one here, which is some kind of like hook on an arm. This one, some kind of strange cauldron, maybe. That looks like a bit of a cauldron for spells. You've got this one here, which is throwing some kind of grenade or something. And that's it for those visions. But moving back to the articles, you've got 5 kits that revolutionised how Adeptus Mechanicus waged war. So you've got the Manipulus, you've got the Sulphurhounds and Raiders, you've got the Sterilizers and Sky Stalkers, and you've got the Dune Rider and Disintegrator, and the Archaeopter. So they were all the new releases from, I think, last year. I think. You've never seen a piece of terrain quite like this, Necromunda Gang hideout. Look at that. So Mortalis, but just vertical. Lovely painted as well. Fantastic. You've got to join the Adeptus Mechanicus for a sing-along of death. Different canticles. You've got the Age of Sigmar Motley Daughters of Cain army. And yes, they did show a breast. I know it's very surprising GW to do this, but they did. I mean, my opinion on that is if you show a breast on one model, you can show a breast on the other models. You know, it's just a breast. Arm your tech priests with finger guns using these crusade rules. So yeah, these are all the different part types, requisitions. You've got digital cannon there, Skitarii martial units, and then you've got how does Broken Realms Be'lakor change the game with Meta Watch? Make your tech priests as flexible as mechadendrites with the Holy Order's progressive ability. And then the mystery of the Verkos Wolf Paws. And then this was big news, open series in America. So you've got different games coming to America, Orlando, Florida. Lovely hotels. New Orleans, Louisiana. And then the Warhammer Open in Austin, 2021. And yeah, lovely hotels, aren't they? And areas. And then you got some exclusive miniatures, which I'm quite confident will appear over here in the UK. All the other models from the events worldwide have eventually appeared at the Nottingham HQ, and I don't think these are any different. So you've got this Holger Cloven Horn, lovely aspiring champion of chaos for Age of Sigmar, and then you've got this Necron Lord Hazmatep, the Resplendent. I think the kind of his chest area looks a bit too thick. His head is really overextended, but overall it's it's a new Necron model. So But there you go. They are the two new miniatures for the events, and that was all of the news. What we'll do now is we'll jump on over to Forge World and have a look at their huge number of pre-orders from yesterday. There are none. You've just got the advert for the Volcano Cannon for the Nemesis for Adeptus Titanicus. But if we click on New and we go to pre-orders, there are no pre-orders, so new releases is just the Nemesis. Okay, so it's just the Nemesis weapon. So yeah, bit unfortunate. Maybe we'll get the Imperial Fist Praetors next week Friday. Maybe we'll get nothing. I'm hoping that we still get the Khan, sometime this year, but we've had no kind of teasers for it. Possibly they'll put a teaser out or release it alongside the next the sixth Siege of Terror book, Warhawk. And that would be a good time to release him alongside that. So without further ado, let's jump on over to Games Workshop and have a detailed look at all of these pre-orders up for today. Okay, so here we are on Games Workshop's web store. Straight away, you can click here to find out what's new this week. On the first page, you've got a nice advert there of Adeptus Mechanicus, the new Combat Patrol, the limited edition Codex, the dice and the cards, the Marshal, and the Combat Patrol as well. If we go to the next page, you've also got a nice advert of all of the new characters and the Soulblight Gravelords Start Collecting box set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And then the next page is just the new brushes. So two full pages. You've got a few thumbnails here as well. Showcasing Lilith Hesperax is available separately. Space Marines Combat Patrol. I know we haven't had one for so long, right? And then finally the Necrons Combat Patrol 2. New from Black Library. You've got adverts for the books. I must say that the Godblight Special Edition book sold out in about 2 minutes. I understand that they're limited edition, but I really do question who's buying these. Let's face it, it's scalpers. People are buying these special edition books for £40 and then selling them for, £160 to £200 on eBay, right? Which, yeah, it sucks for all of you people that genuinely want it for yourself, because it seems like this has become like a business for a lot of people, being first and buying these special editions to then make a tidy profit. But hey, there's nothing really we can do about that other than trying to get there first. So if we click on new and exclusive, and pre-orders, 59 pre-orders. Wow. Yeah, okay. What I expected. So if we go high to low, now some of these pre-orders are actually new releases for today. So you've got the Legion of the Dead Undead collection that was pre-ordered last weekend. But for today, you've got the Technological Dominance collection, which is signed artwork included. It looks just like the Dominance collection without the artwork. So you've got an option there of just clicking once and getting, well, let's face it, 16 miniatures and some dice, a book and some cards for almost £200 there. It's a huge price to pay. But if you wanted this with the artwork, it's still in stock and it's just past 10 o'clock here. So if you want that amazing artwork, it might be worth going for. Personally, I would like to wait until the artwork is much bigger, on a bigger print, and then I'll pop to the HQ and just pick one up, I guess. You've got the Combat Patrols. These are the 3 that are on offer today. So you've got the Space Marine one right here for £85. I guess it saves you a little bit. Possibly you're getting the Impulsor and one of the squads, for free. If we look over here, we've got a look at some of the sprues. So, yeah, unfortunately, I thought it would be the full kit for the Eliminators, with the sniper rifles and the Las Fusils or whatever they're called. It's not. It is just the sprue from Vigilus, unfortunately, because you've got the suppressors and you've got the Eliminators there as well. Yeah, and it's the sprue for the for the other Phobos armoured Space Marines too, with an Impulsor thrown in. So this is kind of like the Vanguard Start Collecting Mark II, really. You've got the Adeptus Mechanicus set, which is quite nice because that Onager is usually £45, I think. And the breaches are £35. So, yeah, without moving, that's already £80. So for £5 more, you're getting the Engine Seer and the Skitarii Rangers. I'm still not a big fan of the fact that you get the Engine Seer here, just plodding along next to the Onager. But, I would have liked, the Marshal. That would have been fantastic to have included him in this set, as well as release him separately, of course. Then you've got the Necron Combat Patrol. I was quite tempted with this, but as I said earlier, you're getting essentially 2 boxes of Immortals, because the Death Marks, you can build them from the Immortal kit. The Doomside's nice and the Tomb Blades are, but still, all of these models are getting on a bit now. And it would have been a great opportunity just to bundled a new miniature here. But if you bought the Battle Force set for Christmas, or you've got the other half of the Indomitus set, and you just want to add a few more models, this is quite a nice way to go about it. Now you've also got the Radicar's Court, available separately. This is, I think it'll be 1 sprue. Yeah, there we go. There's your 1 sprue there for almost £80. Don't look so surprised. Games Workshop did this recently with one of the sprues from the Indomitus box set. However, everybody that was moaning and crying and whinging that Curse City was a limited release, now is your opportunity to put your money where your mouth is and purchase the miniatures from that set. So there's your opportunity. Have at it. I think they're fantastic miniatures, and you can use them in your Games of Age of Sigmar too. Then we've got the Start Collecting Soulblight Gravelords. I really like the White King, and this is the reason why I've pre-ordered this model. I think he's fantastic. There's not a bad piece on him, I don't think. But unfortunately, he is coming with older minis. And I'm not a fan of Games Workshop hiding him behind a paywall. £60 paywall. They could have easily released him for £30 or so, like Lyrior for Lumineth, but they've chosen not to. I have a sneaky suspicion he will be released separately later on. If this set doesn't sell, they'll break it down again and create like a little box art and things for him. And I hope they do that. Then you've got the Dark Imperium series bundle. Unfortunately, this saves you diddly squat from getting the 3 books individually, so it's just an easier way of you buying them all in one. You don't get anything extra for that. They are £18 each normally. The Codex in Special Edition, it doesn't say how many there are. Usually there's about 700. It doesn't say that it's numbered. Really, really odd. Typically they are numbered, but this one isn't. I don't know why. I guess it is limited. But it's £50, 120 pages, but the cover art is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. Proper grimdark. I prefer it to the Sisters, and it's been a while since we've had decent cover art, since the Necron Codex, in my opinion. Well, I mean, Drukhari was all right too. Then we have the special edition for Godblight. This one was only numbered for 750 and it was sold out in 2 minutes. It's no longer available. Signed by Guy Haley. You've got 2 ribbon bookmarks in there. That's interesting. It's a shame the others weren't available in special edition. I'm not sure whether there's a huge fan base behind these new lore books in the 41st millennium. I think I'd put my money on the fact that people are just buying them to sell them for £150 or so on eBay, which doesn't surprise me. A lot of people did that for Curse City and Alfarius and the Siege of Terror books, really. But I would say that can be yours for £40, but it can't. Expect to pay way more for that. The Lauka Vi and Vengorian Lord, they're the same miniature, they're the same box set. They've been out of stock for a while, and so have the Blood Knights since last weekend. I guess they're more popular than I expected. You've now got the Heavy Intercessors, which you can purchase for almost £40. They're saving you the 50p there. Not sure whether you can get a Freddo chocolate bar with your change. But again, a few people were already complaining about the price of these. It's just quick maths. A set of 3 aggressors during the same Gravis armour costs £30. You divide the 30 by 3, you get 10, you times it by 5, and you would get 50. They would be well within their right to price these at £45, maybe even 50, and they'd still sell because it's Space Marines and it's Primaris. They do sell. It's an alright set. It's a good set. I do like the options. You get different options for the heavy bolt rifles and for the Sergeant. I do already have a review on the channel here for that set, so just type in Space Marine Heavy Intercessors and you'll find it. The Death Rattle Skeletons and the Blood Knights, they were up for pre-order last weekend, so were the Deadwalker Zombies, but a new addition to Soulblight are the Direwolves, £31.50 for 10 Direwolves. I'm not really sure that's worth it. I think there should be 20, maybe 25 at max. I think Games Workshop are really pushing models now for 10 little wolves for £30. Well, it's over £30 now, isn't it? You've got some characters here. So you've got Belladama. So you've got Belladama Volga, first of the Vercross. I'm not quite sure the feet work, and I'm not quite sure the wings work, or the massive kind of coat thing. But the wolves and the scenic base look amazing. I'm wondering whether you can, just have her off of that and just have the wolves. That would be nice. Fellbats were up for pre-order last weekend, but this weekend GW given the opportunity to purchase. But this weekend, Games Workshop are giving you the opportunity to purchase one of the hardest plastic kits that they make, the flayed ones, for £31.50 for one sprue. No extras, no options. What you see is what you get. Quite pricey for 5 small spindly models. Again, I do have a review of those and actually a live stream of where I took up the challenge and built them. If you would like to watch that live stream, just join this channel as a member and you've got access to all of them. Radikar the Beast, I wasn't a big fan of him to start off with, but now he's grown on me a bit more, especially that base, and it tells a bit of a story, and it's Radikar in his transformed form. He's alright, £31.50. I feel like you get a bit more for that than Belladama. The Codex Adeptus Mechanicus, 120 pages. It's £30. I guess this is where they're going for all codexes now, even at 120 pages. I think codexes should only be £30 if they're close to 200 pages, like the Space Marine Codex. For 120 pages, this should be £25 or even £20 tops. Games Workshop are making a killing on their books and a large profit margin. And the 40k codexes, they're not putting as much effort in and content in as the Age of Sigmar battle tomes, where they are killing it, both in the artwork, the painting guides, all the miniature showcases. These codexes of 40k, the 9th edition, they just feel weak, lacking, not very wholesome compared to the 8th editions and compared to the current Age of Sigmar battle tomes. You've got Lilith Hesperax, £26.50. I know that's quite pricey for her. I think it's to do with the scenic base. I think it's to do with the hair. But she's now available anyway, at least, if you wanted to pick her up. The Gravelords battle tome was available last weekend. But this weekend you've also got the Canaan's Reapers. So the Ossiarch Bone Reapers warband for Warhammer Underworld's Direchasm. You can pre-order the Chronomancer, which was available in the prior Nexus book. You can pre-order singularly Radikar the Wolf. That's interesting. I mean, he did come on his own separate sprue anyway in Curse City. You could also pre-order the Captain with Mastercrafted Heavy Bolt Rifle. What you see is what you get. He's a single monopose miniature with no extras for £23.50. We're talking 412 prices now with plastic minis. You could pre-order Lady Annika the Thirsting Blade and Kritza the Rat Prince. I'm not sure why these characters are plus £20. In my opinion, they should be 18. But Lady Annika I can kind of understand because she's on that oval base with a long dress. But there we are. You got the Adeptus Mechanicus dice set. The colour works, obviously. It's red and white. And you've got the Adeptus Mechanicus skull and cog. But they're just boring compared to the older dice, much like the Soulblight Gravelords, just boring dice. The Vampire Lord from last weekend is out of stock, but now you've got this Skitarii Marshal, an actual Skitarii Vanguard or Ranger HQ choice for your Skitarii, rather than a Tech Priest, which is brilliant, fantastic. He's a bit weak sauce though. You've got all of the 3 Dark Imperium books, so you've got the first one, you've got the Plague War, which is second, and then you've got Godblight, which is the third. They're all £18. Gitslayer was up last weekend. Dynasty of Monsters sold out, actually. That was available last weekend. And you've got some... and you've got the War Scrolls and the e-publication for Soulblight for last weekend. And then the data cards for Adeptus Mechanicus this weekend. And also... Undeath Ascendant is out of stock from last weekend. You still got all the brushes there too. So there you go, 59 pre-orders. I understand not all of them are up for pre-order for this weekend. They were available last weekend. But I think you can agree with me that there is a huge number of pre-orders this weekend. 3 combat patrols, a big push for a collection of Adeptus Mechanicus. You've got the 3 40k novels. You've got a special edition of a 40k codex. You've got the hostile heroes from Cursed City, along with a new Start Collecting for Soulblight. You've got a special edition 40k novel. You've got the rest of the releases for Soulblight and the individual releases for Kill Team Pariah Nexus in the form of Heavy Intercessors, the Heavy Intercessor Captain, the Flayed Ones and the Chronomancer. You've also got a little release of Lilith Hesperax and a new warband for Ossiarch Bone Reapers and a new model for Adeptus Mechanicus as well. So I have never seen this many releases in one day. It's absolutely crazy. I will be purchasing quite a few of these for the channel, but don't think that you're missing out. Most of these products, with the exception of like the special edition books and things, will be available for a long time. They can't pull a Cursed City on you all of the time. These combat patrols, don't lose heart if you see one of them go out of stock or anything. Look at the other combat patrols. They're still in stock in many places. The combat patrols are replacing the Start Collecting sets. That's what they've said from the beginning. So it's in their best interest to keep them well stocked. So I hope that helps, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will be hurriedly unboxing and making videos of all of the new releases today, and I will be doing the same next weekend. I'm in a better position next weekend because there is a bank holiday, so I can get some more work done on the channel. But what do you guys think of all of these pre-orders? And please do disclose in the comments below which ones are your favourites and what you'll be picking up ready for next weekend. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.